In this module, we'll be setting up the interactive console as an intercom answering station. For our example, we'll be using the VIP 176 Vandal-Resistant Doorplate, but this process will be the same regardless of which Valcom IP doorplate that you use. The typical application for this is a business or a building that has an exterior door that's always locked and unattended, but sometimes needs to let deliveries or employees through that door and needs to provide some means for them to contact a front desk where in our case, the doorplate speaker would be on that remote door and the interactive console would be at a front desk or in an office somewhere. So setting up the doorplate speaker to call the interactive console is done in the VIP 102B tool. After you've set up the IP address and the dial code for this device and all the other parameters that are necessary, there's a section to input what is dialed when this button is pressed, along with a secondary endpoint. Let's take a look at that now. So from the device tree, select the doorplate intercom, and again, that's VIP 176 is the part number, and then we'll go to the Inputs tab. Here in the Auto Destination field is where you're going to enter the dial code of the interactive console that you want to reach when the button is pushed. So if we want to find out what that is, we can go to our interactive console. Ours is called Training Console in this device tree. We can click on it and go to Channels, and we'll see that the dial code is 8001. So that's what we're going to input. If we go back over to our VIP 176 and Inputs, that's what we're going to put here, 8001. You'll notice that when I click Apply, that the icon changes and tells us that it needs to be updated. There's also a place in the Channels tab, which is called Call Forward Busy, where you can enter a secondary dial code. Let's say, for instance, you had two interactive consoles. The primary interactive console that you wanted to ring when the button was pushed is 8001. The secondary that you want to ring is 8002. So you can enter that here. We don't have an 8002, so I'm just going to take that back out. But if you wanted to do that and had a secondary console, whatever the dial code is for your secondary console would go in the Call Forward Busy. And click Apply. And then what we have to do is push an update. We want everything to reset, and we'll get prompted for that. Then we can either cancel the wait, or we can wait for it to update, and this window will close, and then we can go test our work. Now, there's nothing more that you need to do on the interactive console side in order to make this functionality work. Simply press the button, and the interactive console will ring. You can either answer the call or hang up, and that's about it. So now we'll configure the interactive console so that a button push dials the doorplate directly. All of that setup is done in the interactive console browsing software. So let's head over there now to set that up. So once you're logged into the interactive console, go to the Layout menu, and we're going to go to the Preloaded Intercom tab and the Preloaded Intercom button, and we're going to program this. However, if you don't have a firmware version that has the Preloaded Intercom tab and button, it's okay. All you have to do is select New Button, and when you get to this point, select the Call button type from the left menu. We're going to call ours Warehouse Door. We're not going to restrict any roles. We're going to leave the colored priority and the icon button all the same, and we're not going to check the confirm button. But what we are going to do here is we're going to switch this from a SIP device, which is how it comes preloaded, to a Valcom device. So we're going to uncheck Ask User for Number, and what we'll have is a place to put in the dial code for our VIP 176. If we jump back over into the VIP 102B tool, we'll see that the dial code for the VIP 176 is 5666. So we're going to enter that here. We don't have a secondary endpoint for this to roll over to, so it's only going to be this one. And then we click Save Changes. Then we can go to the interactive console and check our work.
Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3.